Hey guys, how are you?
Hi, Nev. Nice to meet you.
You too. You too. What's going on? Are you not in the same? Are you in different countries right now? Where are you?
We actually are, yes.
Wow.
He's in
Mike's
Scotland.
south of the
I'm in
border. I'm
England.
north of the border.
Yeah,
There's very much a great divide in the middle of this country, Dave.
great divide. It's a miracle that we're even a band at all. The bitter rivalry between our two nations.
Oh, true. But there's, music brings people together, especially heavy as fuck music like this album, right?
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Fucking. But thanks for having us. Really appreciate it, brother.
Oh, mate, absolutely. You know what? I want to say that this album, Rivers of Heresy, man, is such a fucking great album, guys. Like I've been cranking. I've been lucky enough to hear it. And I spoke to Dave Lombardo a couple of months ago, and he was pumped about it. And it's almost out, and everyone's going to hear it. I think everyone's going to love this thing. How are you guys feeling about it?
I've got a real spring in my step about it, Nev. We've had this. Not only we've been talking about the band for over a decade, the album's been in the bag for quite a while. So I feel like I've just been sitting on this fucking golden egg for years now, and it's going to hatch next week. And I just feel really good about it. I'm really proud of what we've done, and it's just been such a long time coming.
What about you, Si? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I always get nervous. I don't really think about what other people are going to think of the record until it's like week of release, and then suddenly I'm like, oh shit, I hope people like it. But it's the least liberating little time period. But the thought of finally getting the expression out there and finally sharing this sitting on is just such a big. And as Mike says, we've been talking about it for so many years, and I'm glad we waited. The time had to be right, and the time is right now. So it's very buzzing, man, buzzing.
Mate, it's worth the hype is real. Like man, it's one of the best. I mean, I guess I hear so many influences in this that I love. Like, there's a bit of Dillinger, there's a bit of Slayer, a bit of Napalm Death, bit of Melvins, maybe. It's just a melting pot of, I guess, would you say it's a love letter to your own musical journeys and where it all kicked off for you guys?
100%. Yeah, this is a kind of album made in an homage to metal and to the electric guitar. It's not like I sort of sat down and went, okay, let's make one that does this, let's make one that does that. It was a very, very organic process of just getting out what I love about fucking big fat power chords and distorted guitar. But you're absolutely right. I love all those bands that you mentioned, and they were definitely big hitters on this record. The Melvins especially.
Yes.
Yeah, basically, because I don't have made this record, 5 or 10 years ago, because it's using the bands that you first fell in love with as like an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, the bands that opened up this world of heavy music, and then it's everything you learn in between as well, and then there's a liberation as you live life. I don't want to say get older, but as you get older, you can appreciate every single thing that's inspired you over the years, and to be in this position where we could put that all in a cauldron and really fucking get stuck in and make a meal that's going to keep you full for a while. It just is. A love letter to our favorite bands is probably the best way to describe it. But it's every type of kind of extreme out there music that we like, from like as you say, Napalm Death to even metal, even to Status Quo. Fucking Status Quo, man.
Nice.
Don't knock.
Yeah, hey, there's going to be more shuffles on the next album for sure. Some head nodding shuffles.
Nice. So there's more. So this isn't it. This is just the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Yes. we originally we'd waited so long. It took the pandemic really to give us time to spend time and make a record. And as soon as we have made it, and as soon as we've connected with Dave and Naomi, it's kind of grown its own arms and legs now, and it really feels like it's an ongoing concern. We're already playing 2 or 3 new songs in the live show, So yeah, it's like you gotta make it when it makes sense. You gotta keep going with it. You know, we don't want to. We're on this kind of journey now, on this roller coaster, and Mike's still as inspired as he was when we started. I'm still as inspired. And the main thing about making music after all this time is just don't question it. You know, if you're drawn, if you're magnetized towards something, then you got to fucking follow it. You got to, you know, let it take you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And of course, Dave Lombardo, one of the greatest fucking metal drummers to ever live, along with Gene Hoglan. I hold them both as like the drum lords.
100%, man.
The dudes, like, you know, when you did he come along and change anything to what you guys had already laid down, or did the record take any different direction?
Mike? When I was basically making the stuff and putting it all down in demo form, I'd name each channel. So it would be, the guitars were labeled Tony Iommi, the bass was labeled Shane Embry, and the drums were labeled Dave Lombardo, just to give me parameters of don't fucking forget what this is all about. And so when it was basically that, when it came to find the guy, we were scratching our heads going, well, we don't know anybody who can do that shit. But when we asked him, and when he came on board, which was an incredible gift from the gods, we just gave him carte blanche to just be Dave Lombardo. You know, we sent in the order for Dave Lombardo, and he fucking came back with Dave Lombardo. And it was, we didn't ask him to change anything. He just, you know, the parts were kind of there, but he just fucking brought his thing to it. He's such a fucking frenetic ball of energy with what he does. Nobody plays like him. He's got such power, such speed, and he's constantly under threat of fucking derailing the entire thing. But that's what's so exciting about him. He's a beast of a player and an absolute gentle pussycat of a man. We're just truly blessed, because that's kind of what we're like as well. You know, he's fitted in just great. You know,
and super positive too. That's something when I spoke to him, I found him to be just like, life is awesome. And I was like, what? But man, one thing I did want to mention that I love is it Tide A? Tide A? But the drums and vocals only is just phenomenal. Like, that's one of my favorite moments of the record. Did it start off like that and got stripped back to the vocals and drums?
But this is still a bone of contention for us, Nev. Basically, it was the first song that Mike wrote for the band, and he sent it with these wonderful guitar riffs. And I've been waiting years to do a song that was just a duet between vocal and drums. And as soon as I heard the arrangement of this song, I was like, this is it, brother. So I didn't tell him, and I sent him back the song with no drums or with no guitars or bass on it. So Mike was like, I think you've messed this up. And then when we lived it for a little while, and it's something I've always wanted to do, and it makes perfect sense to us now. Yes. But it was a bit of a shock. But yeah, I mean, why would you not want to do a duet with Dave fucking Lombardo? You know, it's so preposterous and it's so intense and obnoxious. And that's what this album's about, pushing things to the edge the whole time, whether it's, you know, a song like Sons and Daughters that is just one like monolithic chord that just fucking stomps across the desert, or whether it's Tired Eye, which has just got no guitars. And when we play it live, Mike and Naomi stand with their guitars at the front of the stage, and everyone in the crowd's like, they're definitely going to start strumming those at some point, aren't they? And the look in people's faces when we finish the song with no actual melodic music in it is just fucking priceless. So we're digging.
Man, yeah. I'd do anything to see this stuff live. Like, and then there's also the last track, the Looming.
Yeah.
Looming, yeah. Right? That's what it's got. Man, I love that track as well. It's got all that almost Gary Newman synth. I'm a big Gary Newman fan, by the way, so this isn't, but like, and the droning guitars and you know, and those guttural vocals. It's definitely something different. Like, where'd that come from in the big scheme of things?
I think the very root of a lot of these songs, but in particular that one, was the guitar tone. and just that sort of tantric fucking beauty of letting notes ring out for longer and just enjoying the sort of sound bath of a fucking wall of distortion. So quite a lot of that song is just one note played in a quite complicated rhythm that I had to have tattooed on my arm because I can't fucking remember it.
Oh, that's sick.
So yeah, that's basically where the music came from. And then Simon did his thing over the top.
I love it.
When this song, to me, this song sounded like the end of the world, and that's what I wrote the lyrics about, is just the end of the world. And there's just this undeniability about the power of the song when it starts and the way it unfolds. You know, it's a long song, it's a journey, but it really kind of, to me, it kind of transposes that feeling of we're reaching the end of the world, and it's building to this chaotic climax. And there's moments of synth on there, as you say, a bit Gary Newman-esque, and it's about these little moments of beauty amongst the mayhem. And it just, we didn't know for sure it was going to end the album, but as soon as we kind of started really working on it, it was like, we can't have a song after this. And it just felt like, you know, the sentiment of the lyrics and the musicality of it just felt like that's our full stop, or rather our exclamation mark at the end of the record. And especially when you juxtapose it against a song like Tired Eye, which is 2 minutes, you know, just pure primal kind of hardcore fury. And maybe get songs like, you know, Sold, which is a bit of guitar soloing in it. You know, it's just making everything fit together to take someone on this journey so that at the end they feel like they've been through something, and hopefully they want to go through it again. You know, they might need a wee break, but hopefully it's just like, let's fucking start this.
And I had it on loop, and I can't fault the album. Like, I know, like, that's not me just saying things. I legit cannot fault this album. And I've got to wrap things up. But one question I want to know is Australia. I know we're all the way down here in the arse end of the world, but are we going to see you guys down here or what? Like, bring this fucking brutality.
God, I hope so, man. It's one of my favorite places on earth, and I'd do anything to get down there. So let's see what happens. It'd be an absolute honor to get down there.
We feel as though it's our fault for living so far away from you rather than the other way around. You know, it's like Mike says that's one, you know, that's top of our hit list to do with this record, and we're going to start working a second record soon as well. So we will have plenty of reasons and plenty of time to come down. So hopefully you'll be seeing us sooner rather than later, Neve. And thanks for the support, brother.
No, of course. Love you guys. Love what you do. And I hope to hear more of this. Come play my house. My house. My wife's probably not going to be happy about that, hearing that now. But hey, the offer's there. All right.
That's very kind, man.
Yeah. Well, we'll have all the links down here, dudes. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys very soon.
Thanks so much, Nev.
Thanks, Nev.
Cheers, dudes.